What's up, everybody? It's your boy, V's Jones. I'm here with the big homie,
Wallace.
Wallace in the building. We back, man, on the Humble Pie Podcast. It's been great going so far. Today, we're going to get right into a subject on a love language that's actually not talked about. It's actually talked about, but it's presented to you in a different way. So we're coming at you from an angle you probably haven't even thought about this love language. Wallace, let the people know what it is.
Toxicity.
Oh, man, toxicity.
So if now I can't think of the list of the love languages off the top of my head. But Vish, you had
I think I got a decent recollection. You got acts of service, words of affirmation,
right,
physical touch,
right,
quality time. Oh man, producer, what was the last one? Gift giving. So that's 5 aspects of what we consider to be love languages. But toxicity isn't discussed, or it's presented to us in such a way that we subconsciously have accepted it today in society. You see it every day, actually, in your mainstream media, from your favorite celebrities, things that you might appear to be okay with in a relationship that to us, or to me especially, appear to be very toxic behavior, behaviors that will lead to things that can become more abusive, whether they're verbally or physical. I think it's just a segue for things in relationships that can actually send us down pathways that we really don't want to go. Now, while we was talking before set, you was mentioning some celebrities or some situations where toxicity was promoted. You can elaborate on that?
There's plenty of those. You got Krishan and Blueface. You got Bobby Brown and Whitney. You got Ike and Tina. So this whole ideal of toxicity, it's been going on since forever. Not only are we seeing it in the media is a reflection of what the real life.
Yeah.
So these people are living their real lives in the media, and I think the reason why we champion it is because most people are so comfortable with the ideal of toxicity, even though subconsciously they know it's wrong.
Yeah.
And they know that this never works out, to nobody's benefit. We so subconsciously used to seeing it that we accept it. It becomes acceptable because they see it at home, they see it on TV, and then they're probably in the same situation of being in a toxic relationship.
Yeah.
So
it's super, super praised on the internet all the time. You have different memes, right? Showing up, well, if my man ain't chasing me down the street going crazy, then I don't want that type of love.
Exactly.
I don't want that type of love if she got to chase me down the street, if she got to pop up on me, if she got to physically abuse me, if she got to go on the internet and talk crazy about me. I just don't want that type of love. That type of toxic does not mean a person care about me. That means you care less. Maybe call me a sensitive dude. I don't know. But for us to be in a generation now at what we say our big old age and to be into those type of things and even desire that, and then for the market and the mainstream media to capitalize it, to monetize it, it's like, well, this is what we got to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You see plenty of content creators out there. They create content that's toxic in a comedic way sometimes, but I think it's being presented in such a way. And comedy is really one of the forms that present things in media that makes us okay with it socially. Like if we put an LOL, just think about it. If I text you, man, you ugly, LOL, you're going to take it a lot less lightly.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And I remember seeing it a while ago, man. Somebody made a post. This is a long time ago. They was like, you got to be careful with those LOLs. You know what I'm saying? Oftentimes, it's hidden messages behind those LOLs. You right now, take your phone, go to your least favorite person in your phone and see how many LOLs you have. And behind that, you might find some truth.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I really can't get with it. I mean, the reality shows and all that. Like I said, I'm team anti-toxic. I've went through that stage in my life, and I'm moving on. Has it been anything you ever dealt with like that?
No, I don't deal with toxic. Period. Like never have, never will. As soon as I see things going the way that I don't like, you cut off. I don't need, I've never been a person that felt the need to deal with. You're not going to talk to me crazy.
Definitely.
Because you got to think, the toxic shit, it starts with abusive language.
Yeah.
So toxicity turns in abusive to abuse between one or both parties. So you got situations where as one party, you got one that's consistently abusive, and the other party just accepts it and just oh yeah, that's just the way they are, or whatever the case may be. Then you got the situation where they are both abusive, are both verbally abusive, which basically turns into physical abuse, so on and so forth, and which also is another gateway to cheating. It's another gateway because all of this it breaks down to a lack of respect.
Yeah.
And that goes back to what I was saying last episode with it's easy to cheat on somebody when you don't respect them.
Yeah.
You can love them to the end of the world, but if you don't respect them, it really don't even matter.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna do what you want to do regardless of how they feel. That's the whole point of disrespect. I can care less how you feel. So I'm gonna do me. I love you, but I'm gonna do me because this is what I want to do. And this is, this is my choice. It ain't got nothing to do with you. This got everything to do with me. Because out of disrespect for you, I'm gonna cheat. Out of respect for me, I'm just gonna do what I want to do. So it's a gateway. So you start with the abusive language, then you start with the hands.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they go from hands to abusive language. At what point do it stop? And the question to us is, why do we love it?
Yeah.
Why do we? I'm not even gonna say we. Why do people in general love toxic relationships? Why do we sit and watch it on reality shows? Why do we sit and watch it in real life? Why is your best friend arguing with her boyfriend every single time y'all get in the car on the phone? She got to argue with him about her going out. She got to argue with him about this, that, and the third. Why your homie got to argue with his girl about him going out? Like it's like all of this is it's a recycling thing. So it's just like, why are we so okay with it?
Yeah.
Are we trauma bonded?
Okay. That's what I was thinking.
Have we gone through so much just as people that the only way that we know love is through abusive language?
Yeah.
Because if we break it down, when we was kids, you got parents that was talking to kids crazy.
Super crazy. Talking
to kids crazy. Everybody ain't even been physical abusive, but you had parents say, hey, bitch, sit your little ass down.
Yeah.
Shit like that. I've seen it.
That's crazy.
We've all seen it, especially in the black community. Sad to say, but that's what it is. So the question is, why do we love it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What's the and is there a fix for this?
Yeah.
Do we need therapy? What's the situation?
I definitely think, and you made some great points, man, and how we may be trauma bonded to things like that. We are a product of what we've grown up and seeing, and I mentioned it yesterday on the book or a few days ago. We can't continue to make excuses for that type of behavior.
Right.
At some point, we got to grow. At some point, we can't say, oh, well, this happened to me at 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. Now I'm 25, 35. And this is why I'm lashing out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At some point, we have to break our own behavioral patterns.
And be accountable.
Exactly. Thank you. Be accountable here on the pod. And I'm just here thinking, man, it's so many instances. And I hear it all the time. I've seen it. And to hear children, to hear parents curse at their kids, like in a very demeaning way, a very belittling way, it's disheartening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We all say, get your ass over here or sit your ass down.
Right.
But to call them an MF or a little bitch or stuff like that, it's really hard. And what we're doing is we're conditioning our child to be okay with that, because when we're doing this, committing this verbal abuse, then it comes to this emotional abuse as well. So let's fast forward. That 9-year-old girl been talked like that while she was a little girl. Now she's dating in her young adulthood, and the guy she's with is showing her these, what we consider red flags, this abusive behavior, but she stays. You see it all the time, especially in the sports world or just in general. Men and women, women are abused by these men over time, and they'll just say, oh, he wasn't like that, or it's okay. It's okay. It's never okay.
Right. No,
it's never okay to put your hands on someone, male or female.
Right.
And we talked about that with our feature foundation of the Be Heard Now Foundation.
Right.
Well, it's for men, women, and children who suffer from different types of abuse. And again, to bring it back with love languages itself, that has become a language. I guess we want to correlate it with love.
Yeah, because you move in a way of, this is what makes me feel loved.
Exactly.
So my mama talked to me like this, and she loved me. So if you don't talk to me like this, then maybe you don't love me like she did.
Right.
Because this is the only way I know love. So you got, if you kind of go, so you start with moms, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Then they get to the relationship, right? So they might find a good guy that just don't do that.
Right.
Oh, he a lame.
Yep.
We like he a lame.
He's soft.
No, he a square. He's soft. This, that, and the third. I'll be going off on his ass. This, that, and the third, and then wonder why. Number one, he probably cheat on you if he stays, and number two, you lose them.
Mm-hmm.
So you end up losing a good guy, and then you get up with somebody who's going to be toxic.
Yeah.
Because this is what you like. And then when you with that toxic, and this is just a man's view when I look at relationships. So you end up with this toxic guy, and he doing everything in the world to show you, hey, I'm everything that you wanted me to be as a toxic man, and you stay with him, you stay with him, you stay with him, and then he leaves, and now niggas ain't shit.
Right. Then he come with those statuses.
Whose fault was that? You chose. This is the person that you chose.
Yep.
Now, it might not even be a conscious decision that you chose that person. It could be a subconscious decision.
Yeah.
But if you're constantly in this cycle of toxic ass relationships, maybe you need to go to therapy.
Yeah.
Because it's something not clicking. It's something wrong, and it's something that you need to figure out about yourself, that you need to understand. Like, why do love look like this to me versus something peaceful and happy? And because the thing is, those same women who are in those relationships, they do the same thing back.
Yeah.
It's most of the time it's not like a one-way street. Granted, you have those situations where it's a one-way street, but they do the same thing back. If we break to go back to the whole Chris Brown situation.
Yeah.
Remember he had those. Of course, everybody remember that he had the situation where he had the abuse allegations with Rihanna.
Yeah.
But don't nobody remember when Chris Brown came back and broke down the situation, like, okay, this is how our relationship was. And it was extremely toxic. It wasn't that he fought her. He's like, no, we fight.
Yeah, it's an ongoing thing.
This is what we do. And it just came to a head. It's like, at what point that situation almost cost him a flourishing career.
Yeah.
Like, he had to fight and scratch to get back.
He did.
So, and with that being said, as men, we have to do better in those situations. Absolutely. Because the cost is different.
It's way different.
The cost is different if a man has to retaliate to protect himself. Remove yourself from it ain't just about, okay, well, just restrain her or just walk away. Yeah, leave the entire situation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because as a man, as a human being, as a human being, it's only so much anybody can take.
Yeah.
And the cost is different from you, because once you hit back, then now, you just a piece of shit ass man. No matter if this woman been abusing you forever, how long, but as soon as you smack her back, push her back, or whatever the case may be, now, well, you a man, you should know better. Well, no, she's a grown woman. She should know better than to put her hands on somebody who's stronger than her.
Yeah, and those some great points, and I want to parents. Right, we need to teach our kids these things. But I want to make this point about how we talked about, obviously, love language and toxicity and how it's shown in the media.
Yeah.
Right now, when you were speaking, I'm thinking about the movie Baby Boy, right?
Right. Okay.
So there's the scene when Yvette is, I hate you, Jody. I woo, woo, woo. She's verbally abusing him. She verbally abusing him to the point where in the movie, this is all fake, he turns around and hit her. Right. And he immediately feels remorse.
Right.
Right. So we going through the scene. So very short after the next scene, what they're doing. They're having sex.
Right. Yeah.
They're showing them making up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, maybe it might not be easy just to walk away from a toxic situation right away, because they are showing you these other things. They're showing you physical touch. They give you gifts, and it's subconscious. And I'm saying they as a people. We talking about they. We're not saying men and women.
Right.
But we are conditioning ourselves to be okay with lack of good behavior. Exactly. So we say, okay, well, we had a good week today. You hear it all the time when you say, oh, babe, we've been doing good.
Right. Yeah, that's horrible.
We've been doing good.
That's horrible.
And when I hear that, whether it's comedic or not in relationships, it means there has been a pattern of
doing bad.
Yeah, doing bad and dysfunctional, or what we like to call toxic behavior. Toxic behavior. You know, and I'm at an age now, bro, I ain't got the energy. You know what I mean? And I think that a lot of people want to be loved. You know, I love. People want to be loved, and they will compromise or sacrifice that their being or their person for the sake of something else. But there is no room for any type of abuse in any relationship. We're not talking about disagreements. We're not talking about butting heads. We're talking about abuse.
Right.
You can look it up for yourself. We're not going to give a definition because it comes in many forms. It comes in many ways. It's very manipulative in how it's approached. You know what I mean? And sometimes we be in these situations and we're not even aware that it's happening to us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And especially in the Black culture, it's promoted so much, this toxic behavior. And I'm sick of it, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sick of it. I feel like the narrative can be easily changed just as it was changed to this. To being acceptable to seeing, we say Blueface and Krishan going at it, or different celebrities, you see their business or in their lingerie out in the streets. And because we are the viewers, we are the consumers of this media, we still have to make the choice of what works for us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This might not work for me. This don't. Nah, I mean, I love Will Smith and Jada. I don't want to have but I don't want a situationship.
Right. Exactly.
You know, I don't want a man living with us because he's sick, but then he's banging my wife on the side.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's just what I'm saying. That was toxic behavior.
That definitely is.
It was defined as a situationship.
Now, quick question.
Go ahead.
Was it toxic because the world found out, or was it toxic for them? Because that's a unique situation. Because that might, being that they probably agreed that it was okay.
Yeah.
I think it was only toxic because the world found out. And my thing is, if you're happy in your situation and there is no real abuse, is it really toxic? Like, you know what I'm saying? Is it really, because
I guess you could be accepted.
I think it was forced to look away because now Will had to respond to this. Typically, he don't have to respond.
He responded to Chris Rock
in their relationship.
He responded to Chris Rock.
Will responded to multiple things with Chris Rock.
Yeah.
He responded about August Alsina.
Right.
He responded about the red table talk.
That's what I'm saying. All that came full circle in his head at that moment. Like I said, he was healing out loud. Like he was grieving in public, in the public eye. So I definitely can see, you know, how a black man hurt or a man hurt in those situations, because just as bad, like that's why I want to also mention how bad it looks with a man hitting a woman. Yeah. It should look just as equally bad. Verbally abuse, emotional abuse, tearing a person down. You ugly, you this, you that, you so fat. Again, it comes in so many ways. Yeah, definitely. And we want to talk about those topics, you know. And if there's things out there that you guys feel like we haven't touched on regarding toxic behavior, we'll love to hear them. Right.
I don't know why they silent.